What's up, friends? Welcome back to Gamer Math, and in this video, we're looking at percentages. Percentages are all over gaming, and knowing how to convert them into decimal can be super useful. For example, as an Overwatch player, I know that when I get boosted by a Mercy, I gain a 30% buff to my damage. Or recently, I was playing a game where you'd need to sacrifice 10% of your health to gain 20% of your maximum mana. Now, how do we calculate these quickly? Well, let's start out with the basics. 100% as a decimal number is 1. So if you think about it, when we order a pizza, before we rip apart that pizza like the filthy hungry monsters that we are, we still have 100% of that pizza. 100% is equal to the original whole pizza. So 100% equals 1. And in fact, I'm gonna make it even clearer. 100% equals 1.00. Adding that decimal and the two numbers after is going to be really helpful when visualizing the transformations. From here, if I were to say 150%, that would be 1.50, while 105% would be equal to 1.05. 46% would be 0.46, whereas 265% would be 2.65. So even that first value can change depending on your percentage. Mathematically, if you just take your percentage and divide it by 100, you get the decimal number. Inversely, if you're given a decimal, multiply it by 100 to get the percentage. This can make things easier when dealing with really big or small numbers. For example, if I wanted to convert 0.53 into a percentage, I multiply it by 100 to make it 53%. But what if I need to convert 0.0053 into a percentage? Multiply it by 100, it's essentially just moving that decimal place over 2, and this would be the same as 0.53%. Now that we know how to turn percentage into decimal, we can use these to mathematically find percentages of other numbers. For example, if I want to know how much 80% of 60 is, the first step would be to turn that 80% into a decimal, and then I can multiply those two numbers together. 80% of 60, 0.8 times 60 is 48. Now how can we apply this to some of the examples I gave before? Well, let's take the Overwatch example. If I deal 50 damage with one hit and I'm getting a 30% boost, how much damage am I doing? There's two ways to do this. There's a long way and a short way. I'm going to show you the long way first. If we do what we did just before, we'd take 50 times 30%. So that's 50 times 0.30, and that's 15. Now let's take a second to see if this answer even makes sense. How could getting a boost in damage give us a lower number? Well, that's actually how much extra damage we'll be doing. So we'd need to add that to the 50. 50 plus 15 equals 65. So now I'm pumping out 65 damage per hit thanks to my very own pocket Mercy. Is it gonna help us win? No, because I'm terrible at Overwatch and I'm just gonna miss everything. Now, there's a faster and generally easier way to do this if we just put a little bit of logic in at the beginning. If we're getting a damage boost of 30%, it's in addition to our regular 100%. So we're actually dealing 130% damage total. So we take that same equation from before, but instead of 30%, we use 130%. We see that we'll get the same answer, but with one less step. In that other example, I'd said that my character sacrifices 10% health to gain 20% mana. Well, if my character has 8,838 health and 160 mana, let's calculate how much health we'll lose and how much mana we'll gain. So the 10% of health we sacrifice totals to 883.8 health, which we're going to round up to 884 for this example, because you can't have decimal health. And the 20% mana we gained is 32 mana. But what if instead of seeing how much health we sacrifice, we wanted to see our new total health? Well, a bit like in that other example, we're gonna take that 10% health and subtract it from the starting point of 100%, which would give us 90%. So let's multiply that with the 8,838. So we'd be losing 884 health, bringing us to a total of 7,954 health, rounded down. There you go. Converting percentage to decimal, it's simple. And using it to find the percentage of other numbers is as easy as multiplying them together.